If you're selling AI and AI automations and you're struggling to make your first sale or scale your business, then you're probably making this small but crucial mistake. And in this video, I'm going to show you what you need to change so you can scale your business in 2025 and leading up to 2026. The world has changed, and it's a very important component that we as the automation experts, agency owners, need to do different. And if you keep watching to the very end, I'm going to give you an actual AI SaaS that's a real working example for a real estate agent that you can download for free at the end. So keep watching through. My name is Altus. I have my own AI agency and I've recently started my own school group. Please go check it out. And we do things like this so we can try stay ahead of the trend and make money and scale our businesses with AI and AI automation. So let's go through this. And again, you're going to learn a different way and a different strategy that's definitely going to change the way you do things. And there's going to be some cool things to download. So let's get into this video. It's going to be fun. Sit down, relax, and let's explore this. So hopefully by now you've seen a couple of my other videos and you understand why these AI operating systems are so important when it comes to creating value for business and why it stands out over the normal old automations or website chatbots. And in my previous video, I did a video for real estate agents because it's really valuable for them as well. And we're going to work on and build on from it. But if you haven't seen that video, just come in, I'll leave the link somewhere or just look it up. It's this one down here. But what we have done is in the top right hand side here, let's move my face for a second. We have built a custom scanner that scans this website. Once it scans the website for an AI agent, it actually puts it into this whole automation that adds it into an Excel spreadsheet. And then from there on creates an advert and also goes out and creates a total email for them. So it's a complete system. So the real estate agent, the system can just sort of scan on the website and you get a bunch of data. So part of the whole AI operating system is now again just going to be how to build on from that. And then just to capsize again on what these AI operating systems are, and I'll just move my head back up this way so you can see. So the problem with all these normal old automations are, and a couple of years ago, they worked really well because they perform only one task. So they deliver real limited value. And because they're so easy to set up, they can really be commoditized. So everyone can just copy paste these, sell it to businesses. And it's a once-off cost. It's not really personalized and it doesn't really add that much value. Yes, you can save time for them and the basics on it, but what creates more value is these AI super systems, AI agents that you can build really specifically for businesses. So, and as I said, it's really commoditized. So everyone is using it. Everyone can copy and paste it. The market is really saturated, and it's really something we are moving away from, especially around the start of 2025 and definitely going forward with the capability of all the new tools that we have. So all those are really good, but they're really limited and they're overused. They're all over internet. They're all over your social media, and you would have seen them before. And this is where the whole AI operating system model, just another one of these, comes in and just creates a lot more value. So you have to step up your game and really build one AI system with multiple functions. And the best part is it's going to be really business specific. So it's going to create multiple steps of value and it's going to have multiple integrations within that business so they can use it with a lot of functions. And once it's part of their ecosystem, it's also really hard for them to move away from it. Now, if you go back to these normal old automations that we have, um, it's one of these, once it fulfills their duty or one of those, it's not really part of the ecosystem, the core function within the business that creates an actual standard operating procedure. So it's a real hit and miss, and you can easily move away from this if you are a business as well. If your own software brings in something like this, you can easily move away because it might be a better and more suitable alternative. And this is where, again, where these AI operating systems are so valuable. So what makes these operating systems so valuable? It's because it's really tailored for the specific business needs. Now, again, the one we're going to look at is the real estate one. It's really tailored for the real estate business and it's a once off. So it's a special product system combination of AI functions that is really specific to that niche and to that business. So it's a custom build, and that's what brings in the value and what makes it really hard to replicate. Okay, so it's really tailored. It integrates a bunch of AI functions and capability. That's what we're going to look at in here. A bunch of AI systems and capability that we use, and it's really hard then to duplicate, and it's really unique then. So it really gives the business a competitive advantage, and it gives you as the SaaS owner, installer, owner of the product, it gives you a unique competitive advantage over anyone else that does just one thing. So you'll quite often be on these sales calls, and you'll quite often get this question is, what makes you or your product different from the others? And it's exactly what it's going to be and what's going to make you stand out and be different. So I hope that part really makes sense. So, and again, we're going to look at this real world example, and it's a integrated AI operating system where it's from the previous video where we scan a website, the one button scan. It's a Chrome extension. So it's one part, it's built with a Chrome extension. This Chrome extension feeds it off to N8N, where it analyzes the website, extracts the data from the website, puts it into a database, and then also creates a Facebook ad and creates an email for your real estate agents mailing this. So just in that, it saves the real estate agent or their assistant a lot of time. So it's a real good time saver with this. And this is where we're going to come from. We're just going to look at it as part of our system in here and how we've built it out. And we're going to now go to the next step, the phase 2 of it, where we're going to go and create a dashboard that actually displays this information to the real estate agent, or to the assistant, with a bunch of valuable stats and information. And then we're also going to add another AI function to it that you can talk, edit, and change things into it. And I'm just going to show you the proof concept for it and how that works really well. And of course, you'll be able to download some of these things for free at the end. So building AI operating systems with no code has really become a lot easy. So big part of why you should jump onto this is these no code tools makes it really easy to put all these things together. Now, if you had to hire a DevOps developer, you'll have to hire someone with different type of skills to from all to come together in a project. If you had going to have a website and a scanner and automation tools, you would have had to hire multiple people, and this would have taken quite a long time to test, send between the different departments. But again, it's just been so easy with the programs that you have in there, the visual interfaces. It's low cost, it's really fast, changing things is really instant as well. So it's really now the time to jump on this. If anything else, the importance of the easiness to combine all the systems together is what should really stick in your mind in regards to this one as well. So a really great time we live in, really exciting times we live in to do all these. And then what we're going to do today again is going to be we're going to combine Lovable, we're going to combine N8N, OpenAI, and Claude within all of it. And we're going to use that data, use the system. And again, it's part of the system, part of the operating system that we used previously to extract that data from our Google Sheet. It's going to be really good, really valuable. It's a real life example that works really well for a business case. Now, why is this so good for you as well? So you create this amazing product that's really unique, and at the end of the day, all those single automations is really low value, really low recurring revenue, where else these total AI operating systems that you can sell for $2,000 a month, it's going to have that recurring revenue. And yes, it is going to be harder to replicate, but that just means your price is going to be a lot bigger and a lot more. So in the next a couple of parts in this video, we're going to build it out. We're going to build out a beautiful AI specific real estate agent dashboard. It's going to show a lot of valuable information. So it's going to be part of the standard operating procedures, a system within the system of the real estate company. It's going to create and show value to them. And then we're going to add a specific chatbot to it to add and chop it and edit things to it as well. So it's again going to be value after value. It's again going to be a bunch of products that we're going to use together to create this AI operating system for a real estate agent in its real world practice. It's not just something that could be done or may be done. This works really good for real estate agents. So we're going to go through the build, and of course I'm going to give you all the tools and where to download all these things. And now remember, just before we get into these, just quickly remember, there is the full mentorship program that offers an insane amount of value. I'll leave the links below for those, and you can come check out the testimonials, how other students are doing really well to it. But there's a bunch of awesome free stuff when you join up, like the unlimited high level, which is a operating system and really great within itself. But then there's the whole total school group of all the training modules, over 200 hours in 200 videos of training videos in there on just about anything from voice AI to coding to automations. And then there's the free resources as well that you can go check out anytime you want. So I'll leave those links below. But let's go in through this. It's going to be step by step. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're definitely going to learn something when it comes to Lovable, N8, and creating all those operating systems together. So let's get into that part right now. It's going to be awesome and cool. So, of course, the program we're going to use is Lovable. You know, I love Lovable. It's an awesome no coding website AI app builder. It's really easy. It's uses Claude in the background. It's smart, and it really creates beautiful demo websites and dashboards in here. And we're going to use it to create this one. And what we're going to do in the back end with a native kind of a CSV extractor is that we're going to extract data from our Google Sheet. Now, it comes from the previous video where we actually scraped the website, then from the website it added all these things into our database, which is our Excel sheet and such. Um, and it does that all on automation. And what we're going to do is we're going to hook the design app webflow in the background. It's going to take this information and it's going to always update it every time you reload it, and it's going to extract the data from here. And if we just word it right, you'll see it should work automatically for us. We just need to make sure that it's obviously shared, and we'll copy and paste the link, and we're going to use it soon. So all we're going to come in here in Lovable, and I'll use my little dictation thing, and we're just going to tell it what we kind of want. So I come from here, and we're going to hit that go button there. I want you to create a AI. I want you to create a dashboard for a real estate agent. This is going to be a dashboard and a CRM system for a real estate business. So the dashboard is going to have to display some stats. It's going to have to display some summaries, graphs, charts, and it's all going to be related to a real estate business. So think about property, think about location, think about values when you do this. I want to make sure there's some sort of navigation bar that shows the dashboard, then has an option to click for analyze, and then the CRM bits, which has the contacts, and it will have different contact cards, and also something for properties, and also a calendar. Now, for our data is going to be imported via a Google Sheet. So I want you to use a back-end function where we convert Google Sheets to CSV. Every time you reload the page, I want this automation to run in the background where we extract the data from the CSV and load it into the website. I also want a manual refresh button for load new data. So it goes and again extracts our new data and places it in the right order. And I also want an automated 10-minute refresh where in 10 minutes time, the dashboard will refresh itself and also load the new data. Now for the properties tab, I want you to take the data that we have, display it, and I also want you to add a field that we can add as a to-do list. So it's just a little field that we can tick off boxes if we might need to contact them, put an offer. Likewise, if we have the calendar page, we need to be able to book some options in the calendar. For now, just create a mock setup for that. We'll link things up later. For the CRM system, I want proper display cards of the contacts. We will feed in things like phone numbers, the addresses that they're linked to, and the email addresses. And of course, once we click on it, we'll be able to call it, which will open our phone, or click the email, which will open our default email thing, and also have a function for adding notes or adding someone to a booking into it. Now, the data that we're going to get is going to be in that Google Sheet. The link for the Google Sheet is in below. And what we have in the Google Sheet is the following. So, good. And let's shut that one. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my Google Sheet and I'm just going to copy this row in here, or the row in here. I'm going to say these are the columns that you will receive. These are the that you will receive, and we'll give it that. And then I'm going to say this is the, and I'll go in here and I'll create copy to share link. And I'll say this is the public shared link. Use this to convert from CSV for your data. And then I want to say also that I'm going to go in here, use the little button again. I want you to use animations. I want you to have a modern style. I want you to make it dark with ice blue. I want gradient colors. I want your latest in technology like 3JS and Tailwind CSS, micro animations, pop-ups. Make it look modern, make it look cool. Your task is going to be to think about this, think about what you need, then come up with a plan. Within the plan, you're going to have different tasks. Then go over it and go through and work through all of it until it's done. Make sure we do a proper test afterwards, so we make sure that all the functions work, that the updating works, that all the pages within the navigation work. Don't add any other mock data. Make sure we use the data from our CSV file that we have from the Google Sheet. The only mock setup is the calendar booking system. All right. Big long prompt, but I hope you get the gist of what we're saying. We're going to say we make an awesome dashboard. We're going to collect it from a Google Sheet file, make it cool, add some functionality to it. And this is what I mean. It's going to be very specific to the business. And we're going to add this in the top, actually. We're going to call this. We're going to call it down the bottom, actually. It'll go down the bottom. And it's going to say, I want to brand all of this. Want to make sure we brand all of this as Alta's real estate. Just Alta's real estate. All right, we have that in there. So we're going to take a debrief. Now, a good tip is to sometimes copy this, and I was going to have it in here because once you smash that a lot, the old Lovable gets confused a little bit. So I just don't want to go through all of it. I'm just going to save it up on the side somewhere so we have it, and we're just going to hit the send button. Now, Lovable is going to go out. It's going to do its magic, and push all that through. So of course, I'm going to pause and we're going to come back to this. And in fact, while it builds all this out, what we will do is you're going to come to N8N. Now, this is the next part we need. We're going to need N8N for all of this. And this is actually a bug in Lovable. See how it's done this. I found this happening a few times and I'm actually glad this just happened. What happens is it goes creating the live view. It adds this in here, but then it doesn't execute anything. Now, I don't know if this is just my browser cache. It's really annoying and really frustrating because that just cost me a credit. But it's also good because now I can paste this in here. And it's annoying because it happens because it takes one of my credits, but it works really well because I can paste this in here. Then I'm going to go in the chat function here. This makes it so much better. Really love this out. So we're going to hit that send in there. Now, different in here, the chat is going to analyze this and is kind of engages with the thinking model from Lovable to make this a lot cooler and better. Now, it's analyzing it. While it does all that, we're going to head further side in here. Now, you need N8N for this. Make sure you come to my channel. Make sure you just go search my name, N8N $3. You can get N8N $3 a month. Easy in here, easy to load. You host it yourself, write it in the main server. So it's really good like that. And let me just log onto the site in here while that loads. It saves you that extra $26 a month. You can upgrade as well if you want more powerful machines. And it's a self-hosted system, so you have a bit more self-control. You can install different community modules, and it's all cool like that. So I'll just load this while this goes in here. Just have a quick read in that, and I'll lock it on the side here. And while this logs in, I'll bring this tab back in here. I'm just going to go through in here, and I have a dashboard workflow in here already, and we're just going to go create a new one from there, and we'll go through it exactly how it is. So I'll go duplicate this one, have this off to the side. So all Lovable does, or all N8N does, is we're going to have some sort of input, and I'll show you the one we're going to build out. Let's go back to this quickly. What we're going to do is once the dashboard works is we're going to add an interactive chat function to it. But how Lovable works and how Lovable's output works is that it actually has this option where we have the input on our side. Then we're going to have some sort of changing to the data, which is going to be all these, and to go through that, don't worry. And then we're going to build out an output for all of that in there eventually. And you're going to see how that works. It's going to be part of Lovable, and it's going to be part of connecting Lovable to N8N. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. So we'll get through this, but let's see what Lovable does first. So it's the chat function. So we're going to go through it. It's going to quickly do real estate dashboard, design, dark theme, modern, 3D elements, micro animations, tailwind, navigation bar, data management, Google Sheet, auto refresh, convert your link CSV. Yeah, that's just what it needs. This is what we're going to have. The date, name, phone, email address, note, URL. Yeah, yeah, CRM. Cool. All right. So I'm just going to give this, it goes out. This is going to take a while to build, and we're going to work in it in through all of this. So property, CRM, calendar system, final testing. All right. And then all you do is you hit implement plan. All right. So it's going to do some stuff in the start and in the back end. We're going to let it run, and we're going to jump into N8N. So go get yourself that, log into your own N8N, get yourself the $3 one if you need to, and let's start building one of these out. I'll move this over to the side. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to build a normal chat function within here. So N8N is really good where instead of, ultimately what we're going to want is we're going to have a chat bubble on the side, kind of like all these websites that we have in here. Let me quickly go through here. So this is just the normal page again that we go through. And in the side, you can see, obviously, we have a little chat head in here. I'll move a really good time to move my head over to the side. We have a little chat function here. Now we're going to want a function like this within our dashboard. So to have that in there, we're going to do some cool stuff. But first, in-app-in makes it really easy to have a chat testing function in here. And again, my old head is in the way, so I'll move it back this way. And all we're going to do is we're going to start and build this out. So really, really easy. So first, we're going to hit the start button. We're going to trigger. It's going to be on a chat message. Now, really cool because we have the chat down here. Okay, so we'll be able to chat backwards and forwards, test our data, see how it goes. Now, where's our data going to go? What is our message going to be? Where's it going to go? It's going to go into an AI agent. And it's going to be in here. Now, every AI agent needs a couple of things. It needs a large language module, which is going to be anything you want. They all work good. They all work well. You just got to go pay for an API somewhere. Now, you can either hit up ChatGPT, it's our normal one, OpenAI, so you can add that module in there. It's going to require you to go to platform with OpenAI, get an API key and connect that in here. You can also, and if you're really serious about all of these, go get yourself an Open Router account. Okay, I'll come in here, delete that one, and I'm going to show you what makes Open Router so cool. Now, if I want to use OpenAI, I got to use OpenAI's modules. I got to go to OpenAI, get the API key, select it, and put it in and load it in. If I want to use DeepSeek, I got to go to DeepSeek, put some money on their account, get the API key, load it in here. Now, this is a cool thing to do, and everyone should be using this. There's a thing called Open Router. It's just about my face. It looks like this. Now, Open Router is like a one-stop shop for all of these. Someone else described this as kind of like the Uber Eats. If you want to go eat at a restaurant, if you want to order takeaways before Uber Eats, you had to go to all these different shops, go there, visit them, go to their website, sign up on their website, then order from there. Open Router works like a whole Uber Eats. So we have to just go to Open Router, and you're just going to register with just them. And they got, where's the, how many tools do they have in here? I forgot. They got just about every and more API keys models. Maybe it's in models. I can't even remember where we see all of these. 477 models of large language models that you can use. So you put a bit of money on there, you get their API key, and once you connect their API key to this module in here, you will see you can select any of the modules in here. There's that 400 of them. You see it still loads, and you can even get some of the free modules, which is really cool to use. Okay, so decide which one you want. We just need to give our large language module a bit of or AI agent a bit of a chat large language module so it can do cool AI stuff. So I have that in there. Now, to remember what happens if we send one message and one message back, the AI module is going to need to remember what we've said before, because it might say, please explain this more. And then when you explain, if it doesn't know what we just said a couple of minutes ago, it's not going to understand. So therefore, we just need to create the memory function. And it's built in here, simple memory. It just stores a bit of data with an innate. And that's pretty much it. Now, normally what we need to do is we need to, when we'll get through the tool part, we need to add a couple of things, which is including the output, but because we're going to test it in here, we don't need that yet. We'll build it in here, but all we have to say in here is say hello, and we can kind of see it's going to go through here, go in here, cool. It's in here, it gives our memory. There's some stats in here, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't understand it, don't care about it, that's okay. It said, hey, how can I help you today? So it just shows the path. It shows us connecting to innate-in. How cool, right? So we have a chatbot we've built into innate-in here. Now, let's give it some tools. So the first tool it's going to need to do is it's going to need to be able to connect to our Google Sheet that we have, the property one, and we're going to need to either say for it to get some information. Okay, so we want to search for details in here. So it's easy in here. We're just going to click the add button, and it's built into innate-in. We're going to go to sheets. Oops. I by accident deleted the memory. Simple memory. Add that one back in there. going to click back in tools, and I'm just going to look up sheets. And here you can see there's the Google Sheet tool. Easy as that. Now, I'm going to click that. It's going to bring up a bunch of things for us, and we're just going to fill it out as we go along. Now, the first thing that you need to do is you need to connect your Google Sheets or your Google account with N8N. So there's a bit of authentication that goes with it, but you need to go and create that API key through Google. You can depend what module you have of N8N. What you need to do is either sign in with your credential or connect with some unique IDs and a secret. So there's documentation to do it. There's heaps of YouTube videos to do it. It's really easy. A couple of things you got to do to get it, and it's free. You don't have to pay for it. So just make sure it's connected. It should show green like this. And when you come down and you can see the tool that we're going to use for this one, you can use this tool description is going to be set automatically. But what we're going to do is we're just going to hit up the get rows information. So we're going to get all the rows from our Google Sheet. So what are we going to do? We're going to call this the property sheet. It's the one we want. And then we are going to say sheet 1. So it's just back in here. So we're going to connect this from our sheet 1 down the bottom into N8N. So that's literally all we have to show in here. You don't have to worry about anything else. All this is going to do is it's just going to read all our data from here so it knows what it is. So I'm going to hit that in there. Now, a cool thing to do is you should name this. So we're going to right click in here and we can name the module because we know what this is going to do. This is going to say get data from Google Sheet, because we're going to add a couple more to it, so you need to understand what they are. This is going to get the sheet from here. You can rename the function in here, the tool description if you want to. That's okay. The AI module is now smart. These large language modules are smart enough to figure all this out. We don't need anything more about it. Now, if we're just going to come back down here, come down the bottom and test it and say, hey, do we have someone called Mike Dixon in there? Just going to test this out. Hey, do we have someone called Mike in our list? Okay, so now you're going to see it's going to come through in here, do some things, go through there, and go through there. So let's hit that and see if that works. How fast, really fast, reach all the data. And yes, we do have someone called Mike in the list. His full name is Mike Dixon. And we can just ask stuff, what is his phone number? And it's going to come through, read through it, and it's going to get its phone number from me. Sweet. So we can read some data from our list. So once we have a little dashboard set up, we can have a little co-pilot assistant down the bottom. And if the assistant wants to ask things to go through it without looking for the dashboard, it can has things in there. So we're going to build up to asking for things, editing things, and then also go out and adding things. So we want to read it, we want to edit it, we want to add it. Okay, and it's the three modules we're going to build. So the next one is going to be super easy, same kind of thing. We're going to come back in here, we're going to go again, sheet. Now you can just do the copy and paste in here, but I'll just show you here again so you don't have to rewatch the video. Same kind of thing. We're going to come through in here and make sure our account is connected. Now instead of get rows in here, we're going to say update row. So you just got to scroll up. And not this one, we're going to use this one down here. So all we have to do is from our list in here, it's going to be that again. And then we're going to create that one again. And now we're going to add some cool magical stuff to it. So just down here, we're going to go select column from. So how are we going to know what to edit? We're going to make sure we match it on our row numbers. So come in here, row numbers. So just think of this for a second. It's going to scroll through and it's going to realize that row 5 or row 4 contains Mike's details. Now, if we want to update something from Mike, it's going to come to row 4 and update these details. So we're going to change Mike's last name. Okay, so we'll just change his phone number. It's going to be a bit easier. So all we're going to go for in here is it needs to find the rows, and we're going to tell AI You decide the row because you'll know the row. You decide the date, you decide this, you decide this. We're making this all about the AI. So if I tell it to update Mike's row with a new number, it's going to know to come in here, find Mike's number. It's going to know to leave everything the same and update that number. So let's go through and see if that actually just works. Exactly like that. Now in here, all of this is, we're going to leave this up to AI and we're going to push this one out to the side and I'm just going to say, I want you to change Mike's number to, and we're going to just copy that one in there and I'm just going to add 999 to the end. So end, and we're going to say 999. Okay. And let's see, watch this go. So it's going to go through, find it. It's going to find Mike's number. It's going to come through, think about it. It knows what the details are. And now it's going to update this. It's going to say, good, I've updated Mike's number. And you can see when we come to the Google Sheet, that just quickly flashes it's in there, done and ready. Now, likewise, you can do all the same. We're going to change Grant's last name to Grant Parker. Okay, so I want you to change Grant. I forgot his name, Grant Smith's. I wanted to change. Oh, let's get better than that. I wanted to change Grant Smith to Grant Parker. All right, let's see if it's clever enough to do this. It knows it needs to go through the Google Sheets and look it up. It needs to find a grant. It has some grant details in here. Then it's going to go through and find Grant's number of rows and change it to Grant Parker. And just like that, we now have Grant Parker. Awesome. So we can update things. So last thing we need to do is we simply need to come through and we need to now be able to add things to the row. So it's going to be the very same kind of thing in here. We can read it, we can edit it. Let's update some things. Okay, so we come through in here. Now the reason I do all these separately is just so we go through them multiple times, just so you understand. Now what you can also do is you can hit this and we can go copy. Oops. Duplicate. And it's just going to pop it up in here. Now this is going to be renamed this one. You're going to rename this one to edit details. The details, so it's going to be editor. And oops, no, that one was going to be it. Come on, rename, edit details. And this one is going to be our right click. Come on, rename. And this is going to be add details. And it's going to be exactly the same kind of stuff. We're going to click that in here, double click that in here. And all I need to do now is we are going to be update a row. We're going to go and scroll down to the side, append a row. So we're going to append something down the bottom and you can see map each column manually and it's going to have this in here automatically. Okay, so let's get something quickly in here and I'll quickly show you. That's the last one. It works really easy. So all we have to say is do this. I'm going to duplicate this for a second and I'm going to have it up on the side just so I can read this while we go through it and add it in here. And then we're going to scroll up this and we're going to say add new details for me. The date is going to be, so if we added the dates, we're going to add today's date in there. We're going to add this, we're going to call this today's August the 1st. Then the name is going to be Nate Diaz. The phone number is going to be 911 123 the email address is going to be nate@gmail.com. The address is going to be 77 Blue Baron Ave, Northcote, LA. The value of the house is going to be 7666225. Some notes of the address, and I'm just going to copy another one over here from the side. I'm just going to hit this, Control A, copy. So these are just the address notes. And again, this comes from the other video, and I'm just going to hit the URL, and I'll copy another one over from one of the other ones. And I'm just going to copy one of these URLs over. Oops. Now, let's see if it knows how to update this. So let's scroll down. What have I done to break it? Oops. The URL is going to be this. Okay, let's see it work. It's magic. See if it actually does it. Let's going to pop this one down. I should go through, add it in there. And hopefully we have a whole new line coming through here. And here we go. Nate is in here. And all the same. Sweet. So our little agent works. Okay. So it has some functionality in here. It's awesome. It can do the basics in here. Now, of course, ultimately, you're going to build this AI system. It's now going to be able to make bookings, add things to your calendar, schedule meetings. You can build this out of anything else. This is what I mean. This makes the AI super system, AI complete operating system so good. And you can add anything, any other tool to this. But now let's go through a bit of the trickier part, and that's connecting it to our dashboard. We'll head back to our dashboard, see how it looks, and see what we can do from there next. All right, so what I did while this was all running is I just came and duplicated all this data. So it's across all the mums in here. I've just fudged up some names and numbers into it. So I've just duplicated the previous test from my previous videos in here just to kind of show you how a proper spreadsheet would look. And so there's more data in there for our dashboard to handle and to read. And it's exactly what happens. It's come through in here. It's made this awesome dashboard. It's got the 12 leads in there. I've kind of added them in a little bit around the different months. And yeah, it's pretty good. So it had one problem. I just clicked the fix button. It actually just fixed it in there, and it pops it out, and it looks like this, for example. So let it pop out there, and you'll see it's got a bit of animation to it. It's colors. It looks good. Now, any business owner is going to really love this kind of thing. It's got the numbers. It's got the stats. They always have show me the stats, show me the details. Now, this is going to be your first prototype. So, of course, you're going to have to go backwards, forwards, edit and change some things. But this is pretty cool. This looks awesome. They're going to love you for this. You're going to rebrand it to whatever they have in it. And you can add extra stats. So you're going to have real estate agents with different views in it. And this, or this little graph in here, it's just a bit dark. You see, probably won't record it well on the screen, but you can see how it ticks it out for the months, and it revenue trends, projections, and it's really cool. Okay, so you can add all those kind of things in through it. And the more data, the more stats you can have, and it's going to be personalized for them. And when you come into contacts, you can see it's got all these contacts in here for us. Now, what we're going to do is, I've got a property in here. You can now go and connect your Google Calendar to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually add a little AI co-pilot assistant to it that we now can add and have extra taskings to do in there. Okay, so how we're going to do this is we're going to have it appear on the side here. So I've moved my face up, but you're going to come back to innate end, and I'll move this one off to a middle side in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove this. Now, don't think too hard about this, but what we're going to do is we are going to use a thing called a webhook. The webhook is just a open port that's going to receive data. Now, when you do this, please put some authentication in there. Please put an API key in there. This is going to be pretty basic for it. So all it means is we're going to open a port to receive data from it. Okay, so I'm going to hit the little node in here. I'm going to say webhook in here. And then we're going to build it out slowly. You'll see how it all works. But this is what we have in here. And we're going to have the post method in. Now, we're not yet going to change this. It's going to come. And you'll see what we're going to do with this. But all we're going to say is we're going to copy this. Now, when we do the live test for it, you're going to have this one open. And you're going to just tell your Lovable to change it, but we don't need that now. We're going to go with the test version in here, and I'm going to come through in here. Now all I'm going to say is I want you to let me see if the little thingy works again. Something went wrong. It doesn't like that. Don't have to play around with this. I want you to create a amazing looking chat bubble on the side. It's an AI assistant called Sammy. The welcome message should be, "Hi there, this is Sammy. Sammy, how can I help?" I then want you to send the response off to a webhook post. So the webhook post is going to be this. While you wait for the reply, there is going to be a ... animation. You will receive the webhook data in plain text, so be ready to receive plain text back. Display that in the chat bubble. Make it iMessage themed. All right. And this is important, very, very important. It's called the payload. So what data we're going to send, the message that we're going to send is going to be in a payload called message. And you'll see where this comes in. Don't think too hard about it, but payload that we need is message. So we put this in quote marks, message, the message from the chatbot. Also need a session ID. Okay. The unique session ID for memory. So I'm going to hit the think button in here, send that off, and I'll quickly just explain what we need. Okay. So we'll come back to this. Once we receive data in here, we need to map it to our little AI agent in here, and we're actually going to connect the calendar to it soon so it can think about things like this. But all we need in here is that we need to obviously put our message in somewhere, something very similar to this, and we also need to put our simple memory in there. So we need a unique session ID that we can remember what we have sent and what memory we have sent. So we need those two very critical, very important things. Those are very important to send. The webhook I don't think I send the webhook URL. Very important things, and then I don't even send this. Or did I send that? No, I did type it in somewhere. No, I had to type it in. Sorry. Delete that one. So we need to send a webhook. We need to say what it's going to look like. So you got the user interface, the chat interface. Chat servers, good. So let's send it off. So we're building a back end and a front end connected to in-app. While all this is going, we are going to come through in here and we're just going to tidy this up a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to add a calendar function in here. Now, again, you're going to connect your Google Calendar up on it. But all I'm going to say is Google Calendar or any other calendar servers that you have. So Google Calendar tool. And I have that in there, and I'm just going to click this here for a second and then double click it. And again, we're just going to make the AI think about all these things. So you have your Google account to it, event to it. Now, as I said last time, you can connect any of your tools up to this. Makes it really good for it to have. So all we're going to have is we're going to ask it. So the idea is that we're going to ask our AI assistant to schedule a meeting for us. So the start time is going to be determined by our AI. The function is going to be determined by our AI. And then who's the attendance going to be? We're going to go in here and attendance. We're going to have that in here. And I'm just going to say add a field again, add description here. A good part. So the attendance is going to be the email of the people that we're going to send. Okay. So we want that. All right. So the email address of the person we want to make the booking for. So we're going to say we want to make a booking with Wayne. Please add an address in there for Wayne. We're going to I need to be very specific because I added all those other ones in there. And then the other one we're going to have is the, I'm going to go in summary, title of the event. We're going to have this in here and we're going to say, this is the meeting description with a name. For example, with the name of the person we are booking for. Now, always good to put examples in there. For example, coffee meeting with David Smith. Okay, so that's all we really need in here. So that one's in here. Let's go back through here. And nice, look at that. That's a little chat bubble down the bottom. So can we zoom in this? Yes, we can. So we are going to build out our Copilot. Now, I'm sure we're going to have some problems at the start, but that's okay. We are going to go through here. So the first part is not going to work. That's okay. You're going to have a failure for this. I just want to receive some data in here. I'm just going to say hi. And what I need to see, message workflow started. Anyway, that was a strange message to get back, but that's okay. So here we go in here. You see our message data in here in a session ID. This is what we need. So very easy. We're going to click that button in here. We're going to come and drag this in here. Now, sometimes it remembers this. If it doesn't, it needs to be green. So if there's nothing in here, you're just going to come through in here and we're going to map the message field in here. And likewise, what we need to do is the one with the memory is in here. That's all good. Now, if you're going to build out big AI agents, it's really good to add a message prompt in here for yourself. But this is little. We're going to let AI do its thing, and it's going to be really smart through in here. So bear with me while we work through this one. So now we're going to come in here. We're going to say execute this step, and it's going to execute that. Do its thing. Hello, how can I assist you today? Cool. How do we send that back? We're going to send that back via our webhook response. So you're going to type in response, click that in there, and we are going to go and map those ones out as well. And we set for it to be plain text. And that should exactly work like that. And then we're going to say that once we send this, I want you to respond with whatever our webhook says. All right. And I'm going to unpin this. Now, this is going to receive the data, edit the data, send the data out. Okay. That's how Innate works. In and out. I'll just move this one in here. Let's move these on a little bit like this. Move the tools down the bottom a little bit. So tools and this one in here. Now let's go execute step. Deep breath. This is gonna work. Is it? Will it? Will it? No. We'll say hello. Hi again. How can I help? Well, that was really fast. And that's actually what it said. Hello again. How can I help? Wow, awesome. So great. That actually works really, really well. Let's take that one out in here. Let's come through to properties. Now, what I've done is I've added a lot of properties that's very similar, right? So I'm going to have to be very, very specific when I ask it those questions. So I'm going to go through here and we're just going to come through in here. And all I'm going to say is, who is the person that owns? Okay, so now what it should do, read for our spreadsheet and come back with Mike. Oh, the person that owns is Mike Dixon. And you can see in here, it's come through, it's read all that. Awesome. That really worked really, really well. Now, what we can start doing in testing, you can play around with it. And the problem that's going to happen is that I have added too many of the same names, but it's okay. Let's see how that works. Just for the edit part, okay? So let's go through in here. The person that owns this is to Mike Dixon. All right. Let's change his name to change his name to Mike Dwayne. I had to think about that for a second. Let's change his name to Mike Dwayne. And now our little AI automation should run on the side. And we actually got an error. What was the error? Problem received pull input do not match. Okay, so it did not like that. What was the error from the action memory? All right, so a couple of changes I made was I actually went and defined the person's name in here, or the tool name, sorry. So I said this tool is used for changing names. This tool is used for getting data, okay? So then that worked really well. I just brought up a new blank page in here and I said change name to Mark Dixon to change this name Mike Dixon to Mark Dixon. So we'll just scroll through here again and you'll see once we come through here, this is change Mike to Mark. And once we actually shut this one and we make this a little bit bigger, property from Mark should be Mark in here. Mark Dixon. All right, let's change Warren's name so you can see how it works in little real time as well. So what we'll say is we'll go for the search again and see. So it's good. For example, we have a search in here. Is there an address for in here? So we'll come through in here. We'll make sure our automation is running so you can see it work. And I'll show you where the problem was. Who owns? Okay, so it's going to come through, get the data. So now it searches for the data, sends it back, and then sends it back to us. Okay, so we get that the property is owned here by Warren Tibbetts in here. So now we want to change Warren Tibbetts' name to Lovable Rules. So let's come through in here. I'm going to say change his name to Lovable Rules. Okay, now what you'll see is it's going to go through, it's going to make sure we have the data, it's going to grab that unique ID, and it's going to grab the row ID of the sheet, and it's going to change it for us. So to double check that we have it, we're going to say 4, and it will change it in the bottom here for us. So number 4 is the one that's changed. Let's copy this one, and then we should have the refresh data button down there. And then we move this up a little bit. We're going to come to properties, and is there someone called Lovable Rules? There we go. Lovable Rules is in there. Amazing, right? So value on value, it's got an extra function in here now. And let's see if we can make a booking for it. So we're going to hit this in here again. And this is the last part, guys. This is what makes it so awesome and a really good tool to use. We're going to say, who owns 3 Best Street? Who owns 3 Best Street? And again, you'll see through here, it's going to come through, and now it's going to find it. And we're going to ask it, do you know the email address? So make sure that's on again. Now, when you go to it, it's going to be in production. So you're going to have the production URL in there. What is his email address? So make sure we can check it in here, because it doesn't have it up in the contact fields for us. Just something you're going to have to build in. It has it in here when it pops up. So anyway, there we go. Grant's in there. Now, let's see if we can activate this. Make a booking on my Google Calendar with, I'm just going to say him, so they remember who. Now, the date today is the 2nd of August. Let's make it for the 5th of August and I haven't set my time zone. It's going to be the 5th of August at 3 p.m. The booking is for a sales meeting. Okay, let's see if it can actually go out and do this straight out of the box for us. Come back through here. Think about it. Oh, it's gone so fast. I've actually got the SMS right here, the notification. So Google Calendar, it's booked it in there. Google Calendar. And I'll log into my calendar and give it back to us. Hey, I've made the booking on the 5th. Now, what I probably won't have, let's actually see if I had the time zones set up. No, I don't have the time zone. No, I don't have the time zones set up. So we are going to go through and fix the email address. So we are going to say what we added. We're going to test it. I'm going to say execute from workflow. I'm going to say I want to change Grant Parker's. I want to change his. Oh, I need to move this up for a little bit so you can see. Sorry. Oopsie, like this. I want to change his email address to we're going to say gmail.com, and we're going to make sure this is on. Waiting. And we're going to hit that send button in there. And we're going to do a little thing in here. Nice. Hitting that. Now, do we have a good change in here? There we go. Grant Parker's email address changed to mine. Now, just to double check this again, we're just going to go through in here. Whose email address is gmail.com. We're going to go through. And sweet, it's got that from there. And now let's make a booking. Make a booking for the 6th of August 2025 at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. with him. The booking is discuss AI. Not hit that, hit the send, see what it does. Double click this one. Read through the site and here say we've made our booking. Now the time zone is still wrong, but that's okay. That's fine. And it's actually gone created at 9 o'clock. I knew I had the time zone wrong, and I got another meeting in there. It's come up, and we can actually copy this one over straight away if we want. And I'm gonna come through in here, hit the back button in there. And oh, there we go. Oh, no, we hit it right. We hit it right. Discussion with Grant Parker. Nice. Sweet. It works, right? Straight in, straight away. I got the email notification. Got that in. It's working. It's connecting. Oh, that's the wrong one again. But we can come through and click on it, and it's up there in there, ready to go. Send for the invite. I got the invite in there, but that is it. That is really how awesome it works. Now, this again, you can build out with as many cool things as you want. You can add things, run things to it. The possibilities in here is absolutely endless. Add things in it. You've seen how I've built this out. Now you can get this blueprint. If you want this blueprint, I'll show you the link below where to get it. Make sure you go look at the previous video that I mentioned earlier on, so you know how to do the dashboard that updates the spreadsheet in here, because it's part of our whole AI ecosystem, right? So add that in there. Now I'll leave the little blueprint in here. You can actually just come and clone this directly like this if you want to clone it up and have this in here. Go create your own one day. It would be awesome to have as well. So where do we get all of these awesome stuff? Now I'll show to you in here where to get it. I'll move this one over here. You are gonna come to the AI agency mentorship.ai, scroll down, and you can sign up. I've added a cool free course in here, but lots of cool, interesting stuff right here for you to look at, play around. And there's obviously a bunch of value, good little reviews. And when you actually join up, you get all these cool, a couple of $thousands worth of free resources. The website is actually totally off the main. It's absolutely insane to get in the snapshots, the training, the coding, the blueprints, all like this in here. To go out and check this is quite awesome in here. Alternatively, it's all in the school. I mean, the classroom is absolutely insanely packed. It's 100 times in there, like 200 different videos and hours of videos, including $6,000 sales call that I just added in here. Alternatively, if you've just after some free stuff, it'll be all in here in the classroom, to go download to some of it you'll get, some of it you'll have to kind of figure it out for yourself, but make sure you go check out that other video. That video should be in here as well. Even if we just come through in here and go find the actual one, and the real estate agent one that's in right here. And I'll actually leave this link below as well. So go check that out. It's awesome. It's fun. It's cool. So build AI infrastructures like this, the AI super systems, the AI operating systems is what I want to show. And again, now you can, it's going to be another video, more is going to come up. We're building in this because now we can add those automations into the emails, into the order booking system. There's so much to do and add through here. If you build these systems, it is unique to businesses. They value it. It's super awesome. And there's a lot of money to be made with this, doing it this way. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something and find this all valuable. So yeah, talk to you all later and see you at the next one.